is going on, everybody? Data back here for another video. I appreciate you guys stopping by the channel once again. If you guys have not, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button with the notification bell turn on, man. Much appreciated. Today, we're going to be checking out another video by Tap Out Corner, man. Came out 9 days ago, and it's wholesome WWE moments. I'm not even going to really give my reasoning as to what's going to be in this video or whatever. We're just going to get into it. Wholesome means, like, you know, you see these big grizzled up dude or whatever, you know, and maybe he, you know, picks up a small fan or whatever and, you know, does laps around the ring and, you know, gets everybody all hyped up and stuff like that. Like, that's sort of like what I would consider a wholesome moment. So we're going to be checking this out. If you guys like videos like this, like I previously said, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. Make sure you guys subscribe. Link to the original video will be in the description below, so make sure you guys go to Tap Out Corner, subscribe over there, and check out their content, because I check out a lot of it, and it's good stuff, man. So let's check this out. Wholesome WWE moments.
In the 1980s, no wrestler was bigger and more popular than Hulk Hogan.
Bro, Hulkamania was everywhere, man.
Someone was coming along to take the Hulkster's spot. That man was the Ultimate Warrior. Not surprisingly, this created backstage tension between Hogan and Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior was designed to replace Hulk Hogan. How could Hulk Hogan not resent that?
While they would do business on screen, behind the scenes,
goated.
the Hulkster and the Warrior's hate for each other grew and grew. Even after their time in the ring ended, both men continued to feel their hatred for each other by making disrespectful comments.
They were being very aggressive with me, so when they asked me on a scale of 1 to 10 what I thought of him as a wrestler, I said 0.
Being the only wrestler that said no to so many things in wrestling, I bet I'm the only guy that ever said no to doing your wife.
It seemed like these wounds would never heal, but time finds a way. After over 18 years away from WWE, Ultimate Warrior finally returned to the company and was inducted into the Hall of Fame. During that time, Warrior reunited and made amends with a lot of people. Hulk Hogan also returned to WWE around this time and was also backstage. However, he was told not to engage with the Ultimate Warrior to prevent any trouble. Despite that, the two men ended up bumping into each other, and here's what happened.
And I want to just tell you, honestly, from my heart, you're a great man, a good person, and I love you, and I just hope, you know, someday we can just, you know, just start.
I appreciate you said so. I knew that you wanted to and stuff, and you know, it's hard for me, because when you get disrespected like that, you know, I got kids and I got family, and it just was so wrong in so many ways, but I accept your apology, man.
Thank you, my brother.
I accept your apology.
Randy Orton is known for being one of the most vicious wrestlers in the ring. And even
like when you see these guys on TV and they're whatever, like, you know, I speak about it a lot on my videos and my live streams or whatever it is, like any kind of content that I make about WWE or pro wrestling in general. Like, it's all a work. Like, you know, like when these dudes are in the ring together, they're working. You know what I mean? They're working to put on a good show, put on a good match or whatever, entertain the audience, not only in the arena, but at home. These guys are such good actors that you never know, you know, if they have legitimate beef with each other or whatever. And then you see, like, you hear all these horror stories about, you know, all the issues that, especially back in, like, the 80s and early 90s or whatever, like, all the issues that were backstage. And, like, not only did these guys really not like each other, but while that was going on, they had to work with each other. You know, as much as they probably wanted to hurt each other really bad, you know, they were professional enough to really, you know, put their differences aside, put on a halfway decent match or whatever for the audience. So it's hard to tell. And then when you see, like, all these years later or whatever, like, two dudes, like, apologizing and, you know, sort of making amends or whatever, I do consider that somewhat of a wholesome moment, man.
Backstage, he had a reputation for getting angry and leaving undesirable substances in his co-workers' bags. However, the Viper has matured, which you can see
Randy Orton.
At a WWE show. Randy Orton was greeting fans when he noticed something was wrong. A child was getting crushed against the barricade and was at risk of severe injury or even death. Orton saw what was happening and immediately jumped into action. He took off his belt and had the fans move, saving the young fan from dying of suffocation. Umaga had a short but very impactful WWE career. His sudden death in 2009 shocked fans, but what most people don't realize is that Umaga had 4 children and a wife.
Roman Reigns'
Umaga's family faced many hardships after his passing, and Umaga's son actually ended up in prison at the age of 15 and spent 6 years behind bars. However, Umaga's son has followed in his dad's footsteps and started training to become a wrestler. One of Umaga's friends, former WWE wrestler Maven, talked to Zilla backstage and had a touching conversation.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing this, man. We just did a reaction to a Maven video. Maven's a beast, bro.
Late father.
I gotta tell you, like, I loved your pops more, as much as any human being I've ever met in my entire life. God, it's so crazy to see you standing here today. Like, you know how proud he'd be of you? he'd be so proud. Like, he'd be so proud. Like, I mean, I'm sure your mom's told you stories about us on the road.
Not only that, just what's crazy is I'm learning who my dad was through
yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
That's what's crazy. It was crazy.
And
I didn't even know Pops, to be honest, I didn't know Pops had an impact.
Dude.
Like that, you know, so.
It wasn't just an impact, it was a genuine love. When I got to Cincinnati and HWA, I mean,
this kind of true too, because like we look at these guys and these women or whatever, and you know we're fans of them. We appreciate what they do on television or whatever. But people in their family and people in like their normal everyday friends or whatever, people you know they went to high school with and they grew up with or whatever, just look at them. Oh, that's Joe. Oh, you know that's Mike. You know they don't look at him as this, you know, big WWE TV megastar, you know what I mean? So identifying that and being like, you know, like Zilla just said, like we all knew what a big impact his dad had, right, in WWE. He was a part of 3 Minute Warning. He was Umaga. You know, he didn't realize what an impact his dad had until after he passed away or whatever. So he's learning all that through other people that rode with him, that traveled with him, that saw how excited fans got whenever they got to see this guy. You know, he just looked at him like, oh, that's my dad. You know, that's the guy that, you know, makes me breakfast on the weekends. That's the guy that used to go to my Little League games, used to, you know, go to my school meetings or whatever if I got detention. You know, that's how he sees his dad. He doesn't see his dad as this TV megastar or whatever. So, I mean, it's true what he's saying, man. He's learning who his dad was through other people.
It wasn't just an impact. It was a genuine love. When I got to Cincinnati and HWA, I mean, I was terrified. I had no friends. I had no one that had my back from day one. I had Easy Money and your Pops and Rosie took me under their wing, and there wasn't anybody who was gonna fucking cross your dad. So once he was like, yo, Maeve's good, he's with me, man, I had smooth sailing.
I'm not even going to give an introduction for this next clip. It's just so wholesome.
John
and
Cena.
I'd gotten into taking this so seriously 24/7 that I forgot that this is supposed to be fun. And Shotzi brought out that side of me that I forgot that was there. Like, she reminded me of this. Damn it.
What did I do? What you saying about me?
Oh, my I did this
Athena.
to her earlier.
You get me, I get you.
Bro, it's a fucking crime. The fact that how many people has Tony brought up from Ring of Honor to AEW television? You know, it's a fucking shame that Athena is wasting away wrestling on Ring of Honor and she has yet to make one AEW appearance. Fucking insane, bro. I think she had one buy-in match for like an AEW pay-per-view. But besides that, she's been fucking downgraded to Ring of Honor. I think that's a fucking travesty.
I know. This is my Totapa.
I love you.
I love you too.
This next clip shows just how much more positive
Adam
of a place
Copeland.
WWE has become ever since Vince
Copeland.
McMahon left. During a backstage segment on Raw, the broadcast team was late with cutting the camera feed. This accidentally showed just how positive and supportive the WWE production team is.
Good job, Ryan. Good job. That feel good?
Way to go, cameraman Ryan. A lot of relationships were ruined on November 9th, 1997. On that day,
Oh my God,
hosted
bro.
the Survivor Series pay-per-view, where
Montreal
the WWE
Screwjob.
champion Bret Hart defended his title against Shawn Michaels. Backstage, Bret Hart refused.
Bro, I feel like the Montreal Screwjob is the most talked about situation in the entire history of pro wrestling, bro.
lose the title. So, WWE Chairman Vince McMahon went behind Bret's back and had Shawn Michaels and the referee, Earl Hebner, go off script. Before the match, Bret thought this might happen and had talked to Earl and gotten Hebner's word that nothing would happen during the match.
Well, I don't have to worry about the referee tomorrow because I talked to Earl. He swore on his kids that he's not going to let anything happen, and I can trust Earl.
However, Earl Hebner was pressured by Vince McMahon, and he likely would have been fired had he not done what he was told. When Earl Hebner called for the bell, this hurt, if not outright destroyed, Bret and Earl's relationship. Years later, Bret Hart was at a show that Earl Hebner was also a part of. The Hitman then said something nobody expected.
Whatever happened in Montreal certainly is no reflection on the character of Earl Hebner or Dave Hebner. So if you're back there, I'd like to ask both of them to come out here and join me in the ring.
Damn, bro.
Well, I'm a little bit choked up here, but it all worked good for me because this is in my hometown, and it could have been a third person that I never wanted to see, was Bret Hart.
All I want to say is, Bret, the heavens look.
However, Earl Hebner wasn't the only one involved in the Montreal Screwjob. After the incident, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels never once spoke to each other. However, as time passed, both men changed, and they felt they needed to make amends. On the first Raw of 2010, Bret Hart made his triumphant return to WWE. One of Bret Hart's first courses of action was to confront Shawn Michaels and bury the hatchet. Even though this was planned,
even turned this shit into a storyline,
and
bro.
words were all real.
You're not the only one that wants to bury the hatchet. I guess all I have to say is, are you sure? And are you ready?
Let's be real honest. You weren't the easiest guy in the world to love either back then. And you're a guy that certainly had his issues. But you're right. My career and your career shouldn't always be tagged by what happened at Survivor Series. I had a great career. You've had a great career. We both accomplished so many things. I think it's as good a time as any right here and now for you and me to take this opportunity in front of all these fans right here in Dayton and all around the world to look each other in the eye and take this moment and say that we could be friends. So I offer my hand to you in friendship. Right here in front of everybody.
Bro, that was such
right
a
from
big
the heart,
moment.
right from the bottom of my heart. I call for a truce, and I call for you to shake my hand. And if you want to bury the hatchet, let's bury it right now.
Bro, that was
The night
such a
after
big
the 2020
moment.
Money in the Bank, the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, kicked off Monday Night Raw. Fans could quickly tell that Becky was not in character.
Tonight is no ordinary night for me.
Oh, yeah, that's when she
I'm
announced
torn
that she was
between
pregnant.
joy and sadness because I'm at a place in my life where things are about to change and I needed to do something about it.
Becky was holding back tears the entire time, but before she could say what she needed to, the Women's Money in the Bank winner, Asuka, came out. Lynch shocked the Empress of Tomorrow by saying that last night's Money in the Bank match wasn't for a contract, but for the Raw Women's Championship, making Asuka the new champion. After Asuka was done celebrating, Becky Lynch revealed why she was forfeiting the Unfortunately, not all moments are this wholesome. To see
That kind of sucked that moment or whatever wasn't in front of an audience.
The Warrior, because I'm going to go be a
I
mother.
remember that though.
Asuka broke character.
As much
and
as I want to forget
congratulated her
about the
enemy, even
pandemic
starting
era.
a Becky chant. Unfortunately, not all moments are this wholesome. To see
So anyway, man, that was Wholesome WWE Moments. I appreciate you guys checking out another video here on the channel, man. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button with the notification bell turn on, man. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.